Today I was watching highlights of the Niners-Packers 2024 NFC Championship game, and it occurred to me that Demarcus Robinson of the 49ers is getting criminally underrated. By myself, I'm guilty. We talk so much more about other guys, and yet he's going to have a bigger impact than half of them. Now, he may miss the first 3 games of the season, Robinson. He had a DUI back in November, driving 100 miles an hour on the highway as a member of the Rams. So he may get suspended. No Brandon Ayuk early, hurt. That's why he's in red. So Jennings and a healthy Ricky Pearsall will get all the targets early on outside of Kittle and McCaffrey. But I think Demarcus Robinson is going to come back whenever he hasn't been suspended yet. But I think he's going to play and make a bigger impact than Cowing, a bigger impact than Watkins, a bigger impact than Junior Bergen. Of those 3 guys, Cowing, the second-year 4th-round pick, Watkins, the new 4th-round pick, we talk about a lot in OTs and minicamp, and Bergen. Bergen might make the biggest impact of those 3 because special teams coach likes him, is going to put him on special teams. But when you look at Demarcus Robinson's history, when you watch his film, he plays like a slightly smaller and a little faster Juwan Jennings, right? His yards per catch, I know when you got signed, when the Niners acquired him, a lot of you look at the numbers and you go, God, 16 yards per catch, 14 yards per reception the year before. That's on 31 and 26 catches. I mean, it's exactly what the Niners need. Probably a little more fight, a little more reliability on the field than Ray McCloud, a little more production than Ronnie Bell, more dynamic than Chris Conley. So he checks a lot of the boxes. And also, I think what's really interesting about Demarcus Robinson, who he's played for 3 teams. Who's he played for? The Chiefs for what, 6 years? High-level organization, high-level offensive coach, high expectations. Ravens, high-level operation. Rams for 2 years, high-level operation, and he played with Jimmy Garoppolo. But high-level operation, a lot expected, 7 touchdown receptions last year. You go watch him, and you go, God, this guy just competes. He really competes, but he produces. Now, he's going to be 30, 31 years old by the time the season starts. He'll turn 31 in September. But if he can play the way he played last year, there's a bunch of targets out there that somebody's got to go get. I mean, Debo had 81. Chris Conley had 12. I'm not even counting, it's 93. He's got a level of production. I think Kyle Shanahan's going to trust him really early. I mean, we go back, and this is what I mentioned. I was watching. Look at this sequence of plays. Just a reminder for everybody. The 2024 NFC Championship. I'll click through here as we go. But let me make myself small. Yeah. But here we go. I mean, this is Daniel Carlson just missed a kick that would have given the Packers a 7-point lead. It's 2nd down and 5. George Kittle, tight end U starting this week. Heartbreaking block. Can't drop. Can't believe it. Unbelievable. One more replay. I'll click ahead here. The next 2 plays, though, are really significant. As I just made me think of the 2025 49ers. Okay. So this is the 2023-24 season, obviously. Last year, I'm not pulling back the film from last year. So here we go. 3rd and 5, 3 minutes and 38 seconds. By the way, you're wondering, what do you do if you don't get this 3rd down here midfield? Everyone would have wanted Kyle to go for it. 3.5 minutes. He's got a 3rd and 5, 4th and 5, but he's got all 3 timeouts. He might have punted. Anyway, let's not forget, okay? Everybody equally frustrated with Brandon Ayuk's season last year. Not equally. The Niners probably top of the list because they paid the money. But everyone frustrated with Ayuk's performance, his preseason, not just to the end, but it was everything that led up to it in the preseason. But this is what he does, man. This is a clutch catch from him. All right, so now it's 1st and 10. You remember what happens here? Debo's out because of a shoulder injury, and Chris Conley and Brock Purdy never run that play in a game. Maybe run it a couple times in practice. I talked to Chris Conley about it after this game. Some of you may remember that interview. He was great. But that's Demarcus Robinson, right? Who is the Chris Conley? Chris Conley's been on this team for several years, and he had a couple of huge moments, special teams moment. Super Bowl played really well, but that was critical. And that's a guy that understands the offense, that Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy trust. And it's Demarcus Robinson that needs to be that guy. It's not going to be this year. I'd be shocked if it's any of the bottom 3 guys on this list, Cowing, Watkins. It's not going to be Watkins or Bergen. Trust this year, not happening. And it's like when you compare Cowing to Robinson, it's not even close to production. It's not even close. This guy started all 17 games, caught 31 balls last. It's exactly what the 49ers need. I think he's been overlooked, underrated. I think when they got him, the move was underrated. I think it'll prove as the season plays out. Now, is he going to get 64 targets? You don't love 31 catches on 64 targets. You like more the year before, 26 catches on 39 targets. He's not getting 64 targets unless, Ayuk and Pearsall are hurt half the season. But if Pearsall's healthy and Jennings is around, Kittle and McCaffrey, that's fine. He doesn't need 64. I just think this guy, when you watch him, it's clear he's got the same kind of DNA. And I know Ayuk, heavy dog, big, the real doghouse this time. And his antics, they were antics last year in the offseason, kind of overshadowed the fact that when he's on the field, he's that guy. Mostly that guy. Like competes, plays hard, makes big catches. The same way Jennings does. We'll see. Hopefully the same way Pearsall does. But I think Demarcus Robinson fits in there. So as I've been just thinking about this team a little bit here in late June, if they don't have him for the first 3 games, I mean, that's also really significant because I think it's just going to end up being a guy that Shanahan really trusts immediately. Purdy's going to have trust in him immediately because he's a vet. He knows what to do, and he competes for the ball when it's in the air. So I had to lay that stake in the ground now before we get to joint practices and all that. And I think this guy's going to stand out. And then I think when the season starts, the numbers are going to be there from him. And PFF had that ranking last week with the Niners at number 5, the Niners receiving group at number 5. And part of that was including Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. But I also think, as shocking as it was, you got to give this guy his due, and he's going to be impactful for them. And if he gets suspended 3 games, it's going to be it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But when he comes back, I think it's going to be immediate impact. Or maybe he won't get suspended. I don't know.